Hello and welcome to another edition of Health Matters. Because your health matters to us, we are so committed to bringing you quality, relevant programming to help educate you so that you can make good decisions about a variety of topics so you can have beautiful, perfect health, whether it's spiritual, emotional, or physical. We're going to provide you with great guests to bring you great relevant information. So make sure that you have your pens and papers ready because I've got a couple of great guests to give you some awesome information that could help not only change your life, but save your life. My name is Marie Sinatra, and my business is Sinatra Solutions, which is one of the sponsors of this awesome program. I'm committed to bringing you the power in a variety of ways. As you know, I love hearing from you. I love to partner with you to help to catapult you to the next level in whatever it is that you're up to in life. And you know, one of my favorite things to do, and I like to try to remind you every now and then, is to come and motivate whether it's your staff, it's your organization, it's a sales training or an employee motivational, like getting to know each other kind of thing. I tailor-make programs specifically for your organization to help it run better. So make sure that I hear from you because I'm looking forward to that. Also, you know, I would like to acknowledge our sponsors, Western New York MRI, who is a committed sponsor of this program, where you know that you can get quality diagnostic screening because they have state-of-the-art, cutting-edge machinery that we're so grateful that they're committed to bringing this quality machinery to Western New York to help identify any problems that you might have, even in some cases before they even start to happen. Another one of our sponsors is Melinda at Renaissance Hair Salon, where she uses Ayurveda products, where she brings out your natural beauty with natural products. I'm an example of that, right? So anyways, I'm excited. I know that you got your pens and papers ready. You're going to get some good information today, so get ready. I want to introduce to you two of my guests who are both representing the National Kidney Foundation of Western New York. I'm glad you asked. What are they? They're preventing kidney and urinary tract diseases, improving the health and well-being of individuals and families affected by these diseases, and increasing the availability of all organs for transplantation. Today with me is Dr. Manpreet Singh, who's a MD Senior Fellow in Nephrology at SUNY Buffalo, and also Joe Wilter, who is a partner in Goldberg Segala and president of the board of directors of the National Kidney Foundation of Western New York. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here.
Hi, Anne-Marie. Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome.
Thanks a lot for having us here, and I applaud you for bringing this topic up, that health really matters.
Yes. Yeah, we were talking a little bit off camera, and I've learned so much just in the few minutes as we were preparing for this show. I'm so excited. So, Doctor, let's start with you. As one of the things that you were sharing with me earlier is that if we start to have symptoms of kidney disease, it might be already too late.
Yes.
Not too late like fatal, but too late you're already in the mix. So there's some things that you want to share with our viewers today so that they can begin to make healthier choices and not have this problem in the future.
Sure. See, when you ask me what are the symptoms of kidney disease, the kidney is a silent killer, just like high blood pressure. You know, it makes symptoms, but by then it's too late. So for what I mean too late is that we are here to help explain you to how to prevent the kidney disease. So for the symptoms that usually occur with chronic kidney disease are that your legs will swell up, you'll feel shortness of breath, you'll see the change in your urine color and amount, but by that time the damage has already been done. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that your kidneys are functioning well now than at that stage. But it's not even late at that stage either.
So what are some of the things, like you say, viewers today need to make sure their kidneys are functioning well? Well, that's kind of for us, we're not doctors, right? So tell us, when people are listening today, what are some of the things they can do to ensure good health for their kidneys?
For anybody to ensure that their kidneys are doing good, what they need to do is they need to eat a healthy, balanced diet and have an active life. Means the number one thing that I would say to my patients is don't smoke. Quitting smoking is the number one thing that they can do to help save their blood pressure, help save their life, and help save their kidney in the long run. Second is take control of your life and make sure that you eat less salt. We are not supposed to eat salt in our life, but we eat it because it tastes good. So no smoking, less salt, taking care of your blood pressure. If your blood pressure is high, you go to your doctor and ask him or her what medication I am on and what more can we do to bring our blood pressure better. And if you are diabetic, make sure that your long-term glucose control is good. So these are the 5 things that I would suggest to anybody. Eat healthy, be active, no smoking, less salt, take control of your blood pressure, and take control of your diabetes.
You know, and I like what you're saying, and when I'm hearing you speak, I'm thinking, I know there's people going, oh, here we go again, take away my cigarettes, take away my salt. But you know, folks, it's like you want to pay now or you want to pay later. You know, there are consequences to our behavior. And we're always talking about intentional living, and that's what we're committed here, to give you that power so that you can make these better choices, so you won't have to wonder later on in life when an occurrence comes up as, oh my goodness, why this happened to me. You know, it's time to start to begin to take charge of your life. So what is it is there anything you could say to help to motivate people? Because when they hear all these things, it's a lot. I know, because I deal with this when I'm coaching people on a daily basis.
Right. So see, the kidney disease changes your life and your quality of life as well. With kidney, once the kidneys are gone, people feel bad because their quality of life will change so severely that they will either need dialysis or need a new kidney. Nobody wants to hear these 2 things, and neither we want to tell them these 2 things. So what better thing is to start preventing before the disease occurs. And it really matters that you take care of your blood pressure and take care of your diabetes now, because diabetes and blood pressure, they are the 2 main reasons of the kidney failure.
And you were talking earlier too about some of the tests, like what are the questions that people can ask, like when they go to their primary doctor, hopefully, because we don't want to get to the place where you already are having these symptoms. So how would people know, like, what questions to ask their doctor, you know, how to approach their doctor so that they can begin to see if they're setting themselves up for this?
Right. See, for a person, when he goes to a primary medical doctor, he should be having a set of questions ready. The number 1 question for the kidney would be, what is my filtration rate? We all know that the main purpose of the kidney is to filter. Kidney filters our blood and makes urine. That's the whole purpose of kidney. So if you go to a doctor, you ask him, what is my filtration rate? It's a basic lab test that all the doctors do for their patients. It's called a basic metabolic profile, and GFR is a result that comes on that paper.
GFR?
Yes.
So they need to know that, GFR.
GFR, yes. So they should ask their doctor, what is my GFR, what is my blood pressure, and what is my LDL. LDL is a bad lipid. So the higher it is, the worse it is for your kidneys, for your heart, and for your life in general.
That's very interesting. See, I didn't even know that. So when you're getting those numbers for your cholesterol, that LDL is in direct relation to the kidney.
LDL is in direct relation to how long you live. What are your chances of having a heart attack? What are your chances of having a kidney failure? What are your chances of having a stroke? So these 3 numbers, GFR, blood pressure, and LDL. And 4th for diabetics would be, what is my hemoglobin A1C? All they can need to remember is A1C. What is my A1C number? Because diabetes, as I said before, is the number 1 reason for kidney failure.
A1C. I know I'm going to start taking some notes when I rewatch this program. This is really helping a lot. Absolutely. And so now, Joe, I want to say it right, Welter,
Yes.
the president of the board of directors, and also a partner in, I said it wrong, Goldberg
Sagala.
I didn't
That's right.
practice. I was so
That's
busy
right.
practicing the doctor's name, I forgot to practice
You got
your
nephrologist
name.
right, so that was pretty good.
I did
So-
nephrology. I was so proud of myself. You were ready to back me up in case
I was
messed that one
there.
up.
I was there for you.
So tell us a little bit about the National Kidney Foundation and what you do and how this is related. And
Sure, absolutely. We National Kidney Foundation was formed in 1972 here in the Western New York area. It actually 1972 is a groundbreaking date for people with kidney disease. Congress passed legislation, and this is the first time that it had ever been done or had ever been done since, where people who went on dialysis, that cost was actually picked up through Medicare. And for people who had kidney disease, that was a huge accomplishment to get that legislation passed. And that really was out of that effort, our foundation was formed, and we've been servicing the Western New York area since then. As Dr. Singh mentioned, a kidney in its basic form is a filter. Toxins naturally build up in your body, and the kidney helps to filter those toxins out, and it keeps you healthy. When your kidneys stop functioning, those toxins remain in your body, and in very simple terms, that's what makes you sick. And years ago, there was no cure for kidney disease. If your kidneys stopped functioning, it was a death sentence. And then somebody came along with the idea, can't we make a machine that will artificially filter your blood and essentially act as a kidney? And it was the artificial kidney machine, and that was where dialysis came out of. That was a temporary fix. The second step in the fight against kidney disease was to promote transplantation, to have somebody who is healthy and has a healthy kidney to give up one of their kidneys to somebody in need of a kidney. That was a long-term fix.
Because let me just ask
Sure.
you there too, because you can function with one kidney, correct?
Yes.
So you can give
Absolutely.
somebody a kidney if you're a match.
And that is the unique aspect of this disease, and one way to heal a person and to have them get well is to give what we call the gift of life. You're actually saving someone's life by giving them a kidney. And so over the years, we had the temporary fix, which was dialysis. We had the long-term fix, which was transplantation. But we really never got to the core of the problem, which is preventing kidney disease before your kidneys fail, before they get to the point where you have to go on dialysis.
Wow.
So what we do at the National Kidney Foundation is we service people who are on dialysis, and we help them in many different ways. We promote transplantation, but most importantly, we focus our efforts today on preventing kidney disease from developing in the first instance, and we do it in a variety of different ways. One of the main programs that we have is what we call KEEP, which stands for Kidney Early Evaluation Program. We screen people in the Western New York area, and it's a simple blood test and urine test to determine their GFR level, as Dr. Singh mentioned. And we've screened over 2,000 people in Western New York.
Wow.
And 72% have come back with some form or indication that they're developing chronic kidney disease. So that is where you want to catch the disease as it is developing, so you can treat it through medication, through diet, through healthy lifestyle.
So let me ask you this now. Can people call the foundation to come and get these tests if they're not? Because, a lot of people watching today don't have primaries. We've done a lot of programming on how important it is to have a primary, how important it is to have yearly checkups. We're always about educating, so we're on the same page. So can people call the number at the bottom of the screen and ask and come in? Is there a charge for it? How does that work?
There's no charge for it. People can come in and give us a call. What we do is we set up what we call KEEP screenings throughout the Western New York area. They're on particular days, so if people were to call the foundation and say, look, I really would like to get screened to see if I have an issue or a problem, we would tell them when the next screening occurs, and they simply show up and they go through the screening process, and then they're informed of their lab results. And if there is an issue with kidney disease, then we take it to the next step. The foundation provides patient education, where we educate the people on what you need to do. We also educate the primary care physicians so that when somebody comes to them after they've been screened and they say, we have, our GFR level is not where it should be, the doctors have a better sense. So we put on what we call chronic kidney disease symposiums to educate physicians in the area as well. And again, through a cooperative effort, we're hoping to catch as many people with kidney disease in the early stages, to educate them, to educate the physicians, and essentially to keep the kidneys healthy so that they don't have to go on dialysis and they don't need a transplant. And it would be a wonderful world if we ultimately got to the point where we could detect kidney disease early through regular testing of everybody through their primary doctors.
And what's interesting is all the things that the doctor mentioned too that are detrimental to the kidney are detrimental to our other organs as well. So once again, folks, I hate to tell you, there's not like a magic cure or a pill or an easy fix. It's about giving you the power, which is information. Information is always powerful. And then with that information, the only way to begin to affect change is to take the information and make a difference. Taking one small thing. So if you are a smoker or you're eating a lot of junk food, eating foods that you're not supposed to if you're diabetic, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. I like the analogy of how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. One bite at a time. So I really encourage you to pick up the phone and and give them a call. And if you have a primary, ask the questions that the doctor is guiding us so that we know the right questions to ask and the right places to go to get the information. Now, I've also seen, I believe, because I attend a lot of health fairs and different things like that, I've seen you have booths up as well. You partner in the community when there's health fairs so that you can get this information out.
Absolutely, that's part of our mission. One of the challenges that we have is to actually raise awareness of the fact that kidney disease is largely undetectable. Anna Marie, I can't tell you how many people I've met and how many stories I've heard of people who, by the time their problem has manifested themselves, both kidneys have failed, and like Dr. Singh said, then it's too late. So one thing that we really would love to have happen through programs such as yours, and through going to health fairs, and through running some of our special events. We have kidney walks. We actually have 2 this year. One is coming up on in June at Duntire Park, is to get people out so that we can send them the message that you need to live a healthy lifestyle. You need to check your GFR and all that kind of thing. Those kinds of things. And health fairs would be the one way that we come out and we try to, because it's an interesting relationship, because you have the Kidney Foundation and people who specialize in kidneys, but there's a connection though also with the Diabetes Association, with the American Heart Association, because those are the two primary causes of kidney disease. So we like to partner with them as well, because our interests are aligned. If people have diabetes, then they may certainly have the makings of kidney disease, and so we try to partner with them as well.
Well, it was with the help of National Kidney Foundation. Most of the time when anybody wants to know about their kidney, they want to know about the level of creatinine. Creatinine is a thing made in the muscle, gotten rid by the kidney. So we usually go to GFR. We have mentioned GFR at least 10 times already in this program.
And it's so brand new to me. That's why it's just amazing. You could just never stop learning, and this information is so powerful.
No doubt. See, there was GFR. There was a GFR.
GFR.
There was a complex formula to change from creatinine to GFR. You have to go through a lot of hoops to understand this, but with the help of National Kidney Foundation, and Buffalo Niagara region was the first in this to document GFR in every basic lab that you go through. So now it is very easy for anybody to know exactly what their functions are.
That's incredible. And what was sad to me is when I heard you say, Joe, that people will get to the doctor when both kidneys are already failing. So again, we said once you start to have those symptoms, it's already too late. You're already knee deep into the disease. So, doctor, can you talk again, like maybe give even some more specifics or what you would want to share with people today so that we could really, get them to hear and begin to make a difference? Like, what is the one thing they can start to do today?
One thing that they can start to do today is cut salt. See, salt is the major contributor for high blood pressure, which then becomes the major contributor to kidney disease. If we can cut down on the table salt and try to eat healthy and be active, we can have a longer and a healthier life.
Now, I have a question about salt. I've heard people say, well, if you don't get the iodized.
Yes.
And then I've heard people, so I want you to comment about that. And I want you to comment about Celtic sea salt. I've heard that that's a mineral. It's sold in the health food stores, and it's actually good for you, that you should eat a certain amount of it, that it's good for us.
See, salt was invented or found only around 5,000 years back, when the Romans used the salt to give the soldier as a paycheck. We have been here for millions of years, so millions of years we didn't have salt. It is only from 5,000 years that we know there is something called salt. So we as animals or as humans are not supposed to eat that much of salt. As our body, how much we eat, that much amount it pees. But when your kidney doesn't function at an appropriate level and you keep on eating salt, you keep on having high blood pressure.
So then I guess the answer is even the salt that comes from the health food store, it's all natural, that comes from, can you tell I'm like
Salt,
trying to
salt is
win you over? Salt is salt.
Salt is all natural. The only source of salt is sea. We don't make salt. We don't make salt in the lab. It's not cost effective.
Okay.
We get salt from the sea.
He's not buying it.
He's
He's
not.
saying no salt, no salt.
No
is the
salt.
best.
Yes.
So
Okay.
Dr. Singh, your body doesn't
No
need any
salt.
salt.
No, body does need salt.
Salt,
But if you eat healthy, if you eat enough vegetable and fruits,
You're getting it from
and and from the fast food, probably you'll get enough salt. You don't have to add anything.
Yeah.
I don't recommend eating fast food. I'd rather have you eating vegetables and fruits,
Right.
and you will get enough salt from that. Regarding the iodized salt, because there are certain regions in the world in which there is not much iodine in the soil, that we need to add that much iodine so we can get it.
But you probably can get it in other ways than in salt, if people needed iodine in their system, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
but for that you have to eat certain kind of vegetables. You can keep on adding minimal amount of salt and meet the iodine needs and still have healthy life.
You know, it's amazing because every guest who comes on, the bottom line always comes back to, no matter what it is that we may be subscribing to in terms of what we use for our health, if it's supplements or whatever, the bottom line is it always goes right back to food. You know, the food that we eat. And then I'm always talking about trying to get as much organic food as you can, because a lot of our food is, that's a whole other conversation, but sprayed with a lot of pesticides and grown in the dirt that's, been chemicalized. So, but that's a whole other subject. Now, I wanted to ask you something else too about, I think it was about the salt thing again. Okay, let me ask you this one. I'll get off the salt. Okay. About this one. What about people who drink a lot of coffee and green tea? Because now green tea is like supposed to be really good for you. But I myself even noticed, as I'm drinking green tea, if I implemented it in my own diet, that it really makes you run to the bathroom a lot.
Right. Caffeine.
So what is that doing to the kidney, caffeine, even if it's in green tea?
Caffeine is
I have a feeling you're going to take away my green tea, right?
Caffeine is a diuretic.
Okay.
Caffeine is a natural diuretic. It means it makes the kidney pee more. The more you pee does not mean the healthier your kidneys are. As I said before, the function of the kidney is to filter. Our kidneys filter at least 180 liters of blood every day to make 1.5 liters of urine.
Wow.
So it absorbs 178.5. So if you drink, half a gallon of green tea and you pee 2 liters, it doesn't make a difference in the amount of filtration in the kidney. So the only way to have a healthy kidney is to have a healthy life in sense. Means less smoking, less salt, less high fat, high sugary diet, and active life.
So then is caffeine then a neutral then in this conversation? Because it's going to make you urinate more. But
Right.
you're saying it's so I'm not quite clear then. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
It'll keep you awake. The only thing caffeine will do, it'll keep you awake. It won't keep your kidneys awake.
Okay, but it's okay then if I drink my green tea. That's what I want to know. You took away my salt. Are you going to take away my green tea?
If you have a coupon, go ahead.
See, folks, I'm in this with you. We're all in this together, living a healthier lifestyle. Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, as we're getting closer to the close of our program, we got a few more minutes left. Tell me what it is that we want to touch too on transplant.
Sure.
organ donation. So what is it that you'd like to communicate to our audience today?
Sure. One of the like we talked about before, one of the neat parts of the kidney organ is that everybody has two, but they only need one. And we actually have a program in Western New York that was started by 4 women called the Western New York Kidney Connection. And these 4 women got together and they tried to essentially promote what we call altruistic donors, where they go out and they try to match somebody, could be anybody, who's willing to donate one of their kidneys with somebody in need of a kidney. And it really is the cutting edge of kidney transplantation nowadays. Historically, kidneys would come from family members, from friends, from people that passed on perhaps. But now we're getting to a point where we're raising awareness through this Western New York Kidney Connection, that if you're interested in donating a kidney, you can actually go online, and this is a program that the foundation has now taken over. Read the stories about the people who are in need of transplants because they're on dialysis. And if you feel moved by the fact that that they're in need of a kidney and you like to donate your kidney, you can come in, you can test for it. There's a test that you have to go through to make sure you're compatible. And we've had a number of circumstances where people have looked at the website, have read the stories, and have been moved by people who are in need of a transplant.
And you also mentioned if somebody passed on, is there a certain amount of time frame? Like if your loved one is ill, how does that work? Because I know all organs are different.
They are different. Maybe Dr. Singh could talk to the time frame there.
Right. See, for the time frame, when the person is in that state of health, then you need to make the decision quick. The person whom you knew all your life, you will know what kind of a person he was. There are certain people who keep on giving all their life. So you have to know that when do you think is the time, and you can ask your doctor that time, and then you need to start working very quick. We don't have days, we only have hours when you make that decision.
Okay, that's good to know. And also, is it still the fact that you could sign the back of your license to be a transplant donor in a general sense, or do you have to go through the full paperwork from the website, so to speak?
Well, you can do you can sign the back of your license, but more importantly, you can sign there's a series of documents that a healthcare proxy and a living will, where you can make that commitment in more substantial terms. And if there's any question about how to go about doing that, the Kidney Foundation certainly can answer questions. Or here in Western New York, we have units, which is upstate New York Transplant Services, and they deal with all kinds of organ donations, and they can answer questions as well.
Well, this has been so incredible. It's just unbelievable to me how fast the time just flies by, and we've come to the end of the program, and I just appreciate your commitment to educating the community, and I thank you both for being here. And so once again, folks, you've heard the information. It's been quick, it's been relevant, and it's been so important. I hope you've taken the time to write down some information. You know that you can always get in touch with our guests by getting in touch with me. You have the website, you have the phone numbers, you have their websites, their phone numbers. Now it's in your hands. You have the power because you have the education, you have the information. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Your health matters to us. I hope it matters to you too. So until next time, take good care.